forth. Discussions have been ongoing with the DOH, the DepEd, and the IATF. No, so we still have some more meetings before we can actually finalize this. But the general sentiment is actually to open up face-to-face classes in certain areas with some conditions.
Doctor, you mentioned conditions. What would be the basis for allowing these limited face-to-face classes? And where can these limited face-to-face classes be allowed, and perhaps what age group?
It will have to depend on how low the COVID-19 transmission, or if ever it exists in certain areas. And there are areas that there are not much of COVID-19, no? So we may have to consider that. And also other things like, is it easy to be doing the operations there in that school? Are the teachers and the staff also protected? Are the children going to school also going to have done? And apart from, of course, the health standards that we have to observe in the schools once we get this going. But only a handful of schools are actually going to be allowed if they are actually pinpointed as being ready enough for opening this August or September.
Doctor, going back to the question, are there already areas that perhaps will be allowed? And if so, which age groups would you recommend?
Like I said, it's still being discussed. It's still nothing is still finalized. No, there was a short list of schools in certain areas that can be considered for being pilot classes for opening, but no list is out yet. And as far as the age group is concerned, it's still, again, a subject for discussion, because while children are not too hit with COVID-19, no, there are still certain other considerations like transmission to parents and to other adults that may happen. Also what the the behavior of children who may go to school, whether it's are they younger, will they be fetched right away by the parents or the caregivers, or if you get the older ones, they might go elsewhere, not just school. The school may be protected and may have the good standards, but if they actually ended up somewhere else, you might not be able to control transmission and infection. So many things to consider. It's not just about the child itself, but actually the parents, the environment, the school, the teachers, the cleaning help, the administration, and all that. No? Even public transportation has to be thought of, especially in the schools that are, not too accessible by these students.
Doctora, the President has been keen on declining any proposals regarding limited face-to-face classes. You think this could possibly change?
Well, he doesn't like anyone to go back to school if they're not fully vaccinated. But at the rate we're going, I believe our vaccination rate is 2%, 2.5% fully vaccinated as of July 1. So it's going at a slow pace, but slowly but surely. But definitely, we're not going to make to full vaccination by August or September.
You mentioned, Doctora, there's a whole lot of factors and risks in allowing, of course, limited face-to-face classes. And are we considering also that this could be super spreader events, gatherings for children?
Well, that's why if ever we're going to open classes, if ever that would happen, it will only be probably a small sector. So you can actually check if there are increased transmissions after that opening. The framework basically of this back-to-school policy, that is being discussed will actually depend on health and safety of learners, learning opportunities, the school operations, and of course engagement of the entire society when it comes to transportation and contact tracing.
Well, thank you for your time and for your insights. That was Dr. Bambi Casala, Press Chair of the Philippine Pediatric Society. Meanwhile, the health department has practically absolved the vaccinators involved in the 3 viral videos of failed COVID-19 inoculations. According to Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere, she said they are investigating the incidents thoroughly but not in a bid to penalize the vaccinators. This unless there is proof that these failed vaccinations were intentionally done. Vergere assured the public that the vaccinators were subjected to refresher courses on vaccination procedures to prevent a repeat of their mistakes. Former NTF-ELCAC spokesperson Antonio Parlade has falsely claimed that the University of the Philippines never allowed civics and democracy to be taught and that it favors teaching left-leaning ideologies. In an interview with One News The Chiefs, Parlade slammed the quote, imbalanced academic freedom in UP, stating that students are not taught about the good side of governance or democracy. Parlade meanwhile cited that several former rebels have said that this was the case in several universities. This, however, is untrue as several courses offered by the university in its different campus include these topics.
I tell you, hindi lang naman ito yung mga kasama natin sa NTF-ELCAC ang nagsasabi nito. We have so many former rebels na nagbibigay ng kanilang testimony about what happened dun sa eskwelahan nila when and not only in UP. But the point is we have to do something kasi they have to understand na merong boundary yung pagiging radikal, pagiging aktivista at yung pagiging terorista.
Now, despite his impending retirement, resignation as NTF-ELCAC spokesperson, Parlade says he will pursue his anti-communist advocacy with or without the task force. Along with this, Parlade also made a veiled threat to activists using the anti-terror law.
Napakadaming provisions yung anti-terror law na talagang pwede kang makulong at non-bailable yon. Either providing, even providing intangible support. Ano yan, napakalinaw yung mga provisions niya. The point is, we have to do something para yung radicalization ng mga kabataan na ito ay matigilan. Iba yung critical thinking. Hindi critical thinking yung tinuturuan mo silang sumigaw. Dekahon ang sinasabi nila.
Now, here are the biggest stories we're following across the globe. In Germany, the health ministry is looking at mixing vaccines to boost the effectiveness of the shots against more infectious strains like the Delta variant. They're looking at combining a first shot of AstraZeneca vaccine with a second shot of an mRNA vaccine like those from Pfizer, BioNTech, or Moderna. German medical experts say the addition of the mRNA shot provides more protection against the Delta variant than 2 shots of AstraZeneca's jabs. Meanwhile, over in India, the COVID-19 death toll has surpassed 400,000 as of yesterday. But experts say the actual number of dead could be even higher, with a possible third wave of infections looming. According to Reuters, the country recorded 853 deaths overnight and is the third highest death toll globally. The Indian government has started a nationwide campaign last week to inoculate all of the country's adults for free, aiming to reach 950 million inoculations by the end of the year. But the pace of vaccinations was faltered, with the country administering only an average of 3.5 million doses a day this week compared to 6.6 million doses last week. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says he is confident that there will be no problems for travelers who have received Indian-made COVID-19 jabs. Johnson added that he sees no reason why MHRA-approved vaccines should not be recognized as part of the vaccine passports. His remarks came after the European Union's passport scheme did not recognize the AstraZeneca vaccine made by the Serum Institute of India. About 5 million people in Britain are thought to have had the vaccine made by Serum Institute in India known as Covishield.
Did you know that the modern Olympic Games is a century and a quarter years old? Yes, the very first modern Olympics were held in Athens, Greece in 1896. That's 125 years ago. More than 240 athletes from 14 countries competed in 43 events, spread out in 9 sports in the inaugural Games. No gold medals were awarded in the Olympic champions in Athens. Instead, winners were given a silver medal, while the runners-up brought home medals made from copper. Of the 14 competing countries, only one was not from Europe. But ironically, the outsider turned out to be the biggest winner at Athens. Athletes from the United States garnered the most Olympic titles with 11, while host Greece expectedly carted away with the most medals, 46. The first Olympics proved to be a huge success as it attracted the largest international participation in any multi-sport event to that date. Thus, the modern Olympic Games was born and was destined to reach even greater heights.
See us stronger. Catch the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 from July 23 to August 8, 2021 here on Signal, official broadcaster of Tokyo 2020.
Signal TV and TV5, along with Smart and PLDT, are the official broadcasters of the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Watch the Olympic Games from July 23 to August 8, 2021 on TV5, One Sports, One Sports Plus, Signal Play, PLDT, and Smart. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 2:15 as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.